What's going on off the record, followers? I hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 10th, and we have some news updates for you. If you haven't watched our show before, we have 5 episodes of me interviewing musicians. They're over an hour long. You can check those out on the channel. We also have clips that we share from the episodes. We released one yesterday of me with Jules Marie from episode 5. So today we are going to be talking about Avril Lavigne. Then we're going to be talking about the band Cartel, and then local shot Amora from Heading East Records. Hope you guys are ready. So tonight we're diving into the remarkable journey of Canadian pop punk icon Avril Lavigne, tracing her path from a small town girl to a global superstar. We'll also discuss her upcoming participation in the 2025 Warped Tour, her current tour companions, and her personal life. So, early life and breakthrough. Avril Lavigne was born September 27th, 1984, in Belleville, Ontario, Canada. She was raised in a small town of Napanee. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Who knows? It's Canadian. I don't speak Canadian. Her musical talents became evident early on, performing in church, choir, and local festivals. At just 14 years old, she won a contest to sing alongside country star Shania Twain, a pivotal moment that fueled her ambition. By age 16, Avril Lavigne had signed a record contract with Arista Records, setting the stage for her rise in her career. The debut album, Let Go, was in 2002. Avril released her debut album, Let Go, which became a defining record of the early 2000s. Hits like Complicated, Skater Boy showcased her unique ability to make a blend of pop sensibility and punk attitude at the same time, resonating with a generation seeking authenticity. The album's success was monumental, earning multi-platinum certifications, and established Lavigne as a formidable force in the music industry. So her continued success and evolution, building on her initial success, Lavigne released Under My Skin in 2004 and The Best Damn Thing in 2007, both of which topped the charts worldwide. Her ability to evolve musically while maintaining her signature style kept her relevant in an ever-changing industry. Over the years, she has released a total of 7 studio albums, each reflecting her personality and artistic growth. It's one things I really like about following an artist is seeing their musical growth, them changing styles, getting into different avenues of music, and really pushing the boundaries of themselves. Recent projects and Love Sucks. In 2022, Avril Lavigne released her 7th studio album, Love Sucks, marking a return to her pop-punk roots. The album features collaborations with artists like Machine Gun Kelly and Black Bear, blending contemporary sounds with her classic style. Critics praised Love Sucks for its high-energy tracks and her unapologetic attitude, highlighting her enduring influence in the genre. Greatest Hits album and tour. To commemorate her 2-decade-long career, Avril Lavigne announced her first ever Greatest Hits album that was released June 21st of 2024. The compilation features 20 tracks spanning her career from her 2002 debut to her latest release. Accompanying the album, she embarked on the Greatest Hits tour, which began in May 22 of 2024 in Vancouver. and is set to conclude in June 29th in 2025 in Ontario, in Canada as well. The tour includes performances at iconic venues like Madison Square Garden, and features support acts like All Time Low, Simple Plan, and Girlfriends. I believe All Time Low and Avril Lavigne actually tour pretty often and play shows. I know they play festivals a lot together. Her participation in the 2025 Warped Tour is coming up. In addition to her Greatest Hits Tour, Lavigne is scheduled to perform at the 2025 Warped Tour. Her participation underscores her deep-rooted connection to the pop punk scene, and her commitment to engaging with fans through dynamic live performances, sharing the stage with both veterans and emerging artists that are coming out. Lavigne continues to bridge that generational gap within the genre as well. Current touring companions throughout the 2024 and 2025 Greatest Hits Tour. The artists that joined the lineup was a notable bands were Simple Plan, Fifi, Dodgson, and We the Kings. They serve as supporting acts on select dates, enhancing that nostalgic yet fresh atmosphere on the tour. These collaborations have been well received with the audience, offering a comprehensive pop punk experience for the concert goers. Now, let's get into Avril Lavigne's personal life. Having been in the pop punk scene for almost 25 years, she's definitely been around for a while. So her personal life has often been in the public eye. She was previously married to Derek Wembley from Sum 41, the lead singer, and she was married to Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. Both marriages ending in divorce. It happens. Talking about two huge male lead singers in the rock genre. That's she's quite the girl. So in 2022, she announced her engagement to musician Mod Sun. However, the engagement was called off in early 2023, and as of June 2023, Lavigne has reported to be in a relationship with rapper Tyga. No clue if that's how you pronounce it. Though they amicably ended their relationship later that month. It's gotta be hard dating when you're a huge superstar. So to wrap up Avril Lavigne's career, the journey from a small-town Canadian girl to international pop-punk star sensation is a testament to her talent, her resilience, and her authenticity. As she continues to tour and connect with fans, new and old, her influence on the music industry remains undeniable. Whether through her classic hits or the recent releases, Avril Lavigne, her music continues to resonate, proving that her appeal is truly timeless. I would also say being married to huge rock stars definitely helps with that talk around the town and the tabloids, the newspapers, pushing your band, pushing your music. If you haven't noticed, a lot of artists, a lot of actors and actresses, they usually have some sort of breakup or get together with a huge star around the same time they're releasing a movie, some sort of project they're working on. It definitely helps people talk about them and brings up what project they're working on at the time. So, going with a little bit of a Warped Tour theme today, as we have 3 different Warped Tour concerts this next summer. And I don't know, comment below if you're going to any of the Warped Tours. But I want to bring back one of my favorite early 2000 punk rock bands that have played a lot of the Warped Tours. They disappeared for a couple years. Cartel. One of my buddies, Chris Mitchell, that I grew up with, worked for Orange Amps, and he had a practice space, I think, near Cartel. He knew the lead singer for a while, Will. So let's get into Cartel. So let's kick things off by rewinding the clock. Formed in Conyers, Georgia. Not sure if that's how you say it. Please correct me if you know. In 2003, Cartel quickly made waves with their debut album, Chroma. In So they had tracks like Honesty, Say Anything Else, which became anthems for the generation, blending infectious melodies with heartfelt lyrics. Over the years, they gifted us with albums like self titled Cartel in 2007, Cycles they put out in 2009, and Collider in 2013, each showcasing their evolving sound and musical maturity. After a period of relative quiet, Cartel has reemerged, much to the delight of fans old and new. With their recent activities, the band has hinted at rejuvenated. They've come out rejuvenated and reclaimed their spot in the pop punk scene. So, Cartel joins Warped Tour 2025. Now that the new Big Cartel is officially part of the Warped Tour lineup, after a 6-year hiatus, Warped Tour is making a grand comeback to celebrate its 30th anniversary. The tour will hit 3 major cities. The first one will be June 4th to the 15th in Washington, D.C. at the festival grounds at RFK Camps. I have not been there, unless they renamed the park, which is definitely something that could have happened. I know I went to a festival down there in, I want to say it was 2001. Second Warped Tour will be in Long Beach, California, July 26th to the 27th at the Shoreline Waterfront. So they're really covering both coasts, and then the third Warped Tour is going to be in good old Orlando, Florida, November 15th to the 16th at Camping World Stadium camps. Cartel is slated to perform at the Long Beach and Orlando dates, sharing the stage with a diverse array of artists. The lineup is a blend of Warped Tour veterans and fresh faces, promising a nostalgic yet forward-looking experience for you Warped Tour fans. I personally have never been to Warped Tour. I've been to a couple other festivals. Again, I grew up in that Christian music scene in the early 2000s, so I've been to some average music festivals. I won't get into that. I won't share that. Maybe that'll be another segment for another day. So sharing the stage, speaking of the lineup, Cartel will be performing alongside with bands such as Falling in Reverse, which, if you didn't know, the seventh episode that we have shot, we haven't released it yet, is with Kyle Gerhardt, who manages the band Creed. He's done sound for Falling in Reverse a couple times. So they'll be playing along bands such as Falling in Reverse, A Day to Remember, both whom are set to appear at the California and the Florida Festival. This electric mix ensures that the Warped Tour 2025 will cater to a wide range of musical tastes. So stay tuned as the legacy continues this year with Warped Tour coming back. What does this mean for Cartel fans? So joining the Warped Tour lineup is more than just a performance opportunity. It's a homecoming. So Warped Tour has been instrumental in shaping the careers of many bands in the pop punk and the alternative scene, and Cartel's inclusion signals a renewed commitment to their musical journey. For fans, this is a golden opportunity to relive the anthems of the yesteryears and experience new material that Cartel may unveil during their set. The band's participation adds a layer of nostalgia and excitement to the festival, making it a must-attend event. I really want to know who's going that I know. It's definitely going to be a cool summer for Warped Tour. Hopefully they keep doing little one-offs like that. I know they definitely had issues doing full Warped Tours. We might get into that in a future episode. I do know somebody used to be involved in booking Warped Tour, so I might be able to get them on the show. We'll see. So preparing for tour, if you're planning to catch Cartel at the Warped Tour, here's a few tips to take in. So secure your tickets early. Given the buzz around the tour's return, tickets are expected to sell out quickly. So head over to the official Warped Tour website to grab yours. Remember, you want to get them early so you're not paying those scalper ticket prices. So tip number 2, revisit Cartel's discography. Familiarize yourself with their classics and their newest releases to fully enjoy their set. This is something I hope you all do when you go to a concert. I definitely love just opening up those old albums that I haven't listened to in a while from the artists that I'm going to see, watching the live videos, seeing what the fans are talking about, especially when they're in the middle of the tour. Sometimes you can get some little snippets of what they're doing, what's going on. Some bands play the same set every show. Some really, really change it up. So it's cool to see what people are talking about. So tip number 3, stay updated. Follow Cartel, follow Warped Tour on the social media, look for the latest news, the set times, the potential meet and greets that they do. This is something that's really essential to touring bands now. A lot of them do meet and greets. It's a good time to get to meet the artists that you love and listen to and maybe share a great moment with them. I know I did that for the Under Oath tour in 2018. I hadn't seen them live since 2003, I think it was. And when I told them that, they all had this nostalgic look in their eyes. They were like, hey, that was our first year touring. I got to see them with Beloved, who was another Tooth and Nail band, and a couple other hardcore bands in a very small venue. I think that venue only held maybe 250 people, 300 people max. So looking ahead, while the Warped Tour dates are highlighted, there's speculation that Cartel may have more in store for fans, whether it's new music, additional tour dates, or special collaborations. The band's definitely renewed, and the activity suggests that this is just the beginning of an exciting chapter for Cartel. So make sure you brush off those old albums, listen, and go see them live. I'm hoping they do a date in Philadelphia or Florida. I do spend my winters in Florida and go down there throughout the year. So maybe I'll catch them down there. So if you've been watching the show, I like to feature a local band. So far, I've been covering bands that are local to Philadelphia that I know and love. And this band has been a part of my musical career probably since 2014, 2015. I believe I met a couple of the members in 2014 at local shows, but it wasn't until 2015 they started getting out there. So local band is Amora from Fred Mascherino's record label, who we've mentioned a couple times. So let's dive into Amora. They're a post-hardcore band hailing from the Philadelphia area. Since their formation in 2015, Amora's been making waves in the music scene with their unique blend of melodic hooks and dissonant guitars. Formation and evolution of Amora. They debuted with their EP In Lieu Of in 2015. Over the years, they've refined their sound, leading to their latest release of Cutting Teeth EP in August of 2022. This 5-track collection showcases their growth and their experimentation with diverse instruments and songwriting techniques. Their record label and production. Their innovative approach caught the attention of Fred Mascherino, known for his work with Breaking Pangea, which was a local, I believe, Downingtown, Westchester band in the late 90s, early 2000s, before he joined Taking Back Sunday. Mascherino signed Amora to his label, Heading East Records, and played a pivotal role in producing the Cutting Teeth EP. He's praised the band for their eccentric sound and their well thought out hardcore compositions. Collaborations and performances by this band. They shared the stage with notable acts, including actor Observer. Their collaborations extend to the recording with band tracks like Seasons Colder from the Cutting Teeth album, which features Greg Marquise, an actor Observer member. Band's members, I've known all these guys for 10 years now. In fact, one of them was actually in my band. Sunblind used to be called Awaking Mercury. I believe we went by Awaking Mercury from, it was 2007. I started demoing, and then I want to say 2012. I recorded our first full-length album, first album period. And then Chris Swanson, who plays guitar and does vocals, filled in on bass for us for about a half a year or so. Great guy. We've mentioned him on the Dave Heck episode, which was episode 2. He's been in so many bands in this area. I believe he's in 5 different bands right now. He's a busy guy. Any guitar techs for Say Anything. So first on the lineup of members, we've got Billy Z on the vocals. He's the screamer, great guy, runs a lot of shows in the area, super busy, super talented. Surprise, surprise, if you know Billy Z, he has a twin brother. A lot of people don't know that. Tristan is the guitarist and the melodic vocalist of the band. I've seen these guys really develop. When they came out, they were a very, I want to say, fly by the seat of your pants, hardcore punk influenced band. They had another guitarist when they first started, and then they reduced themselves to only having one guitar, and then they added on Chris Swanson, which I don't know why he wasn't in the band to begin with. The band's music is right up his alley. And then their drummer, Brian, has also been in the band since they started, and Nick on bass. I believe they call him Cupcake? I can't remember. Pancake? Something like that. I don't want to know how he got that nickname. It sounds like a late night after a show diner expedition to me. So each member contributes to the band's multifaceted sound. They often are incorporating multiple vocals within each track. They just put out a single last night with the lead singer of Alita, which is Fred Mascherino's daughter. If you haven't checked out her music, definitely check it out. In April of 2025, they're scheduled to perform on the Heading East Festival. That's April 19th at the Foundry in Philly. This festival is organized by Heading East Records and features a lineup of super talented artists. We listed them in the previous episode. Maybe we'll circle back to that at the end of this episode. So, music style and reputation. Amora's music is characterized by its post-hardcore roots, seamlessly blending massive melodic hooks with dissonant guitar work. Their arrangements are known for keeping listeners engaged without veering into an overly complex territory. This balance has garnered them a dedicated following, and they're definitely critically acclaimed in this Philly music scene. They've been at it for a long time. They've been working really hard. We're talking about a group of really talented musicians that I think are right now really at their developing point. They're really coming into their own. I'm super excited to see what they put out in the future, especially working with Fred. Fred definitely has a great ear, not only for songwriting, but also recording. He's a great engineer. His studio has put out a ton of work. Really, really good group. So engagement with the fans. The band maintains an active presence on social media platforms. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram, where they do share updates, behind-the-scenes content, and interact with their fans. Their commitment to building a community around their music is evident, and their consistent engagement and transparent communication is what has really launched them in this Philly music scene. So, to wrap up Amora, they stand out in the post-hardcore scene with their innovative sound, collaborative spirits, and their dedication to their craft. As they continue to evolve and reach new audiences, they remain a band to watch in the coming years. So make sure you check out their music. They're on all the streaming platforms. You can watch their music videos on YouTube. Definitely make sure you check them out. Now let's take a look at that Heading East festival and go over that again. I know we did this in a previous episode. So, featured artists on this festival: The Color Fred, which is Fred Mascherino's band. I know all those guys. Amazing live. Do not miss out on seeing them live. Again, Amora, my cousin's girlfriend's house, who I featured the other day. Great pop punk band. Definitely need to check them out. Sleep Cycles. I've known Chris Newhart, the lead singer, for 20 years. I've known him since he was in high school. I played a show with him when I was in college. He was in high school, senior. Great guy, amazing videographer, amazing producer when it comes to film. We'll get into that when we feature them. Lolito, amazing artist. Piano-driven tracks. You definitely got to check her out. Mighty Tortuga, which I believe I played with them back in 2019. They were touring and just playing any venue they could. They were super tight, really cool band. And then Winter Forever and Challenger. It's a great lineup. It's April 19th at the Foundry in Philadelphia. Don't miss out on this festival. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. If you haven't been following us, make sure you click that follow link on all of our social media. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It makes a huge difference for me right now as we started out doing these live segments. Definitely comment below and engage. Let me know what artists you want me to hit up next. I've got a couple future dates I'm talking with some artists on doing interviews, and I don't want to talk too much about who, but it'll be a pleasant surprise when I bring them on. So thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Off the Record with Luke Eccles.